Michael, a Mercedes guy here, and we're going to do a little segment on steering couplers. So, the end of your steering shaft, where it meets the gearbox, is a coupler. I have a couple types here. There are more types. As you notice, this is splined on one end, and it has two flat spots on the other, so this is a particular model. These are the older ones, like used on the 111 cars, and again, they have a flat and a splined, and this is just an old one in the parts bin, and there are nylon bushings right here that space the shaft, the two shafts, and as you can see, there's a slot there for a snap ring, and it's long gone. But this is the early type. Now what happens is you move your steering wheel and you got play. You may even have racket, bang bang, that will telegraph up the steering shaft. So you want to have somebody wiggle the steering wheel while you're looking down there at the end of the shaft where it meets the gearbox. Of course, on a car like this, it's impossible to see, but the earlier cars, you can actually see this component. And if it is wiggling, you'll have a deterioration. This is actually fiber rubber. There's a whole bunch of fibers inside there, and they'll be frayed out, and you'll see strings. And so, in either case, you want to replace this. And what you want to do to replace it is, of course, loosen these bolts. This bolt here actually goes through the shaft, so you need to take this bolt all the way out. And it's pretty handy showing you how to do this on the bench rather than trying to poke a camera down in. This one here actually does not go past, does not lock on the shaft, but I'm going to remove it anyway. Okay, then the next step is to turn your steering wheel so that you can take a screwdriver and just give it a tap in there to force this open a little bit on both of them, because they can be pretty jammed on there at times. Then you need to unbolt the steering box from the frame. Now, it's important to wrap a rope around the steering box, and a 2x4 is what I use across the engine and the fender so that that steering box doesn't fall on the ground. Then you want to start prying the steering box away and pry it off of this, and then tap this off of your steering shaft and put a new one in. Now, this is very important. While this will align because of the flat spots, you've got a whole bunch of possibilities here. So it's very important that you do not turn the steering wheel when you're doing this removal. In fact, I tie a rope to the steering wheel and out a window, roll a window up, a rope out the other way, maybe to the armrest, so there's no way the steering wheel will move. That way, when you put on your new coupler, you're going to have it positioned correctly. Now, let's say you put it all together, and darn it, the steering wheel is off a little bit. That's not a big deal. You simply pull off your horn pad and make a notation on the end of the steering shaft and your steering wheel, pull the wheel off and turn it a tooth. And then you're all set. So that's one of the components that goes bad and causes sloppy steering. There's a previous video on tie rods and how to replace them. Now the other thing that can go bad in your steering system is the pivot for your idler arm. Again, you want somebody moving your steering wheel while you're on your knees and looking under the car to see where the play is. And with the pivot for your idler arm, this thing will wiggle back and forth when it shouldn't. And for that, you buy a new kit. That'll be a different video.